Ron, hey guys, want to put a quick video on is YouTube eating away at your life? And I feel like this is sort of a area or a thing that people, maybe from our generation, I'm 30, so I don't know if that counts, or maybe I know people that are a little bit older have talked about it too, and also younger generation. Really, what are the effects of all this social media we have nowadays? I think as a pastor, I see this a lot with people saying, "Man, I'm really depressed," or "I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z." And myself personally, I have a generalized anxiety disorder, so I definitely understand there's a big time reality to mental disorders. But I think it's interesting because I think the more and more we sort of consume ourselves with social media, and there's sort of no way to escape it, so it's sort of a hard catch-22 in life nowadays. But the more really time we spend, especially I'd say like wasting time, just sort of mindlessly sort of scrolling through Instagram or sort of mindlessly watching random YouTube videos. I mean, there'll be nights where I'm watching great stuff, like a lot of really good sermons on YouTube, but it's still like, man, I'm just sort of draining my brain watching even stuff that's edifying. And I think saying that as Christians builds us up. So it's hard because it can be something where you really sort of start rotting your brain on technology. Uh, I definitely have felt that. You start to sort of lose the ability to concentrate on anything and sort of focus in life and have clarity. So I think there's sort of I think really the key is moderation. How do we approach all this technology with sort of overdosing on it or sort of going crazy from it? I think there's pros and cons to it. I think one of the great things about YouTube, as Christians, we can definitely use it as a great platform to evangelize, share the message of Jesus, and be able to share content from our maybe the church we lead or the church we're a part of or are involved in. So there's a lot of great things that come out of it in terms of what we can do with it, and the effect it can have. But then there's sort of also a sort of uh, side of it where there's a lot of unfortunately negative aspects of it too. So I thought I'd put a video today, like I said, on the topic of is YouTube eating away at our lives essentially, or just social media in general. We've been talking a lot about social media addiction. I know there's a lot of people that were putting up videos recently on this topic, and I thought it would be a good thing to talk about a little, get a discussion going. Um, I know most people, if they use social media less nowadays or really are intentional about saying, hey, I'm going to almost like fasting, like, hey, I'm going to actually set time aside and not be on social media, or maybe try to cut my social media time down. Like on my phone, I have a thing that monitors it. It says like how much time you spent on social media total or on your phone total. And it's sort of a good way to keep yourself accountable. That way you're not sort of constantly on social media, or maybe you can taper down your social media usage over time. So yeah, I just want to encourage you to, if you're feeling out of it or maybe tired, not quite yourself, cut back on the social media. It's definitely a good benefit. Get to bed at a good time, get some good rest. It's definitely something that can sort of consume us. And I think when we talk as Christians, when we talk about the idea of self-control being a fruit of the spirit, we I'm very convicted of that. We have to have that self-control. And part of that self-control is saying, hey, I've been on my phone too much. I'm gonna put this aside. I don't need constant 24/7 stimulation, because I know, at least for myself, that stuff can really rot our brains. I'm totally guilty of that. Even if you're watching great stuff, like I said, you could be watching sermons, some great church podcasts, stuff that really, I guess, builds you up in your faith, and that's awesome. I think that's a great thing. But even on good stuff, you can sort of just totally burn yourself out and just have sort of too much media time. It can definitely wear out your body and tire out your mind. So yeah, just want to put up this video, start encouraging you guys to have a good, healthy balance in regards to your relationship with just social media, really, and also YouTube. Thought this would help and wanted to address this because it seems like saying that this is an issue, social media addiction, that a lot of people actually struggle with nowadays with all of our rampant technology. God bless, guys. Have a great day.